Good morning, good morning.
We're trying this again, so we'll do introductions again in case you don't want to watch that first 2-minute video. I'm Miss Ryan.
Miss Ashley.
I'm Miss Cat.
All right, and we're going to jump back into our Would You Rather game. So, would you rather always have the answer or a magic tidying room?
I hate cleaning more than anything. It does not bring me joy. Even after I clean everything and everything's all perfect, I'm not like, oh wow, this is the most magical feeling. So tidying room, 1,000%. 1,000%.
Well, I'm real OCD, so my room is always clean.
It's true.
I would love to always have the answer though, because my kids did the whole why thing when they were little. And I was always having the answer behind the why, and then the why, and then answer again, and the why. So I like to always have the answer because they got tired and I didn't.
But why, Miss Cat? That was such a tough face. I'm going to go with the magic tidying room because I like a clean room because it makes me feel calmer, but I do not enjoy cleaning. So yeah, I'm definitely going with that. Plus, we have Google, so I'll just Google the answer.
My kids know, Alexa, why is...
Oh, that's funny.
Alexa's big in our house.
So my daughter apparently was asking our OK Google. She goes, so what's going to make the coronavirus end? And apparently the answer was Amazon. So now you guys know the answer to ending the coronavirus is Amazon.
That's funny.
Well, I've been ordering from them, so I'm doing my part, everyone. No big deal.
That's funny.
All right, just making sure it's working now. All right, next one. Would you rather have 1 month of uninterrupted sleep or $1,000 a day for a month? I know your answer.
$1,000 a day for a month. I get enough sleep, even though I work a lot. I do get enough sleep, so I would take the money.
All right, Miss Ryan.
I really want uninterrupted sleep because my 3-year-old still wakes up and calls out for me during the night. But at the same time, if I had $1,000 a day, I would just hire a night nanny, and then they could, or hire a nanny during the day and take naps. So I'm doing $1,000 a day.
I also am going to go with $1,000 a day. I'm feeling pretty rested right now, so I feel okay about that answer. All right, so Tracy Taylor says she already has the answer, so obviously she's going to go with the magic tidying room. And Miss Amber said she wants a magic cleaning room. And Emily Dalmacio says that Alexa is big in her house too, and so... Oh, and apparently you turned it on when you said...
Oh, that's funny.
Sorry, Emily. That's really funny. And then pretty much everybody agrees with money. And hi, Brighton.
Hi,
All right.
Brian.
So, next question for you guys. Would you rather laugh so loud at the movie theater you pee your pants, or throw up from morning sickness?
I would laugh.
You're gonna pee your pants?
Well, I've never had morning sickness until my daughter. So my first 2 children I didn't have morning sickness with. And I was like, yeah, I'm not one of those people that has experienced that. And then with my daughter, I had morning sickness, and that was just terrible. And I don't like the whole throwing up thing.
No.
I'll pass. Hard pass on the throw up thing. I'd rather pee my pants and go take a shower later.
Exactly. I hate throwing up, and I kind of already pee my pants. I laugh anyway. I've had a couple kids. It's just what it is. So that's everyday life for me.
I don't know. This one's hard for me. I kind of think I'm going with the throw up. Just because it's once. If it was a lot of times or you're feeling sick all day, then never mind. I'll pee my pants. But if it was just once, I'd be okay. And then Tracy Taylor says the laughing so hard they pee their pants, and so did Lizzie. And Miss Pam says that you have cute hair.
Aw, thanks, Pam.
All right, next one. Would you rather be the human tissue for your kid's snotty nose or find boogers stuck on the bottom of your table from your snotty nosed kids?
Oh.
I for sure, I have worked with kids forever, and so many kids have wiped their nose on me throughout the years that I'm completely immune to it. It's no big deal for me. But if I had to scrape boogers off the bottom of my table, I don't know. That's way worse to me.
That would probably make you do the throw up thing you don't want.
Yeah, exactly. I'd be like, that's how it would be, for sure.
Yeah, I think I'll pass on the scraping of boogers.
No, guys.
I totally would rather just wipe. I used to do that anyway with my kids. I would wipe their nose. With kids that aren't mine, I'd always grab a tissue.
No.
But
it's on your shirt.
Yeah.
They're wiping their boogers right here on you.
I don't know.
See, I don't like
That's a hard
boogers
one.
dried on my shirt. Or they're so gross. I'm like, oh, you're
It's
right.
a lot. No,
Okay,
it's a lot
wipe
easier
and
to
like
change your
clean
shirt.
our shirt
Yeah.
after.
Change your shirt. I'd rather, no, for sure. I'm
I don't
not
know.
spraying dry
I've
boogers.
been in this field so long. I've had kiddos spit, snot, everything on my shirt, spit up, all kinds of stuff, and I just would change it. But I can't see myself scraping boogers.
I'm scraping boogers, or I'm leaving the boogers there. Don't climb under my table.
I was gonna say, don't climb under my table.
I mean,
Those
seriously
tables-
though.
Most tables are out there.
Well, yeah, but are you gonna climb under my table at home? Well, then are you gonna see my
Oh, you
boogers?
said no adults.
Oh, I thought you were telling your kids not to climb.
Kids don't care if there's boogers under the table.
You know, us adults don't look under her table.
Have you ever like reached under a table like somewhere like
And you feel gum.
and you feel
Oh,
gum or something else that's
Yeah.
crusty that's like and I'm like, oh, I've got to burn my hand. I can't handle it.
So, Tracy Taylor says she wipes the boogers back on them. I would do that too. I would either do the shirt here or I grab the shirt underneath. Me too. But that wasn't the choice, Tracy. And then Lizzie says human tissue here. True,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
not that I want to be. And then Miss Amber says Brighton uses her as a tissue all the time.
That's funny.
Okay. This is our last would you rather. So, would you rather go on a Mother's Day gift of a date with your favorite celebrity or win an all-inclusive trip to a couple's resort with your spouse?
I mean, I really love Ryan Reynolds, and he's like my celebrity crush, and then he's married to my girl celebrity crush, who is Blake Lively, and I just think they're the cutest couple ever. But I love my husband more, and he's really handsome too, so I'm gonna say all inclusive with my husband. Plus, when you have kids, it's hard to get away and have time alone. So
I bet Brian's feeling so loved right now.
Probably not. He's like, no, she really picked the wrong He totally would say, that's not true. You're just blowing smoke. He knows my love for Ryan Reynolds.
That's funny.
Oh, Tracy Taylor says, can I go by myself?
Oh, that's the win right there. That's the win.
And then Lizzie says couples resort would be amazing. All right, Miss.
I would probably. I'm not married right now, but I am in a relationship. I would more than likely pick to go on the couples retreat thing
Yeah.
because between the two of us, there's 7 children, so we need a break.
No, yeah, for sure. I'm going with the
So,
all-inclusive
yeah,
couples
go somewhere.
resort.
Get more in tune with each other and all that good stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, let's chat about what books we're reading right now.
Okay.
Right.
And with kids, too.
I was going to say, I'll start.
All right.
So, this is not the book I'm currently reading, because the book I currently read was on my Kindle, and that's weird. But this is one of my favorite books of all time. To All the Boys I Loved Before, it's actually a series, it's a trilogy, and they made these into Netflix movies, so if you're like me and you love to read the book and then watch the movie and then be greatly disappointed that they didn't do a good job with the movie. The movie, actually, they did a really good job. They really did. I really enjoyed this book to movie. But I love Jenny Han. She also has a series called The Summer I Turned Pretty, and those are amazing too. And then this Norwal and Jelly books are our jam at home right now. So it's about a Norwal who comes down and meets this little jelly friend, and these books are fun because I like to do voices, and I'm like, ahoy, Jelly! That's my Norwal voice, and so we love to read these, and then there's songs in it, and they love waffles. Who doesn't love waffles? And they're super fun, and then we always say our dog, Luna, sounds like Jelly, ahoy, buddy! That's our other dog's name, so we use that voice as our dog's voice as well. So this one's real popular. I think there's 3 or 4 of them. So.
What?
Did it stop?
No, it's still going. We're good. Pam says all of Jenny Han books
Yeah.
are legit, so she agrees.
Yes, they are the
I might
best.
have to check those out.
Yeah, you can borrow mine. I have
Oh,
the whole Summer I Turned Pretty series, so.
nice.
And if you live in this area, you can borrow it too.
After
Oh,
I
that's true.
probably spill water on it because that's what I do.
I found the whole complete set used, and I almost cried over it because that's how much I love books. I'm like, oh, it's all in one book, and it's $1. My kids are like,
What is wrong?
Mom, I'm like, but I love this book series, and I only have it on Kindle, and now I have it in regular, and they're like, they know me.
Can
They
you
know me.
teach a class in that voice?
Ahoy, Tracy! I totally could. For our first Zoom meeting, at 8 o'clock at night. I'll totally do this voice the entire time.
Please don't. I love you. I don't think I could handle that.
On Memorial Day, we had to get together, and I talked in my princess voice for like an hour. I'm Snow White, and so I talked like this for so long, and I was annoying everyone except my other friend who was also talking like this. Everyone was ready to murder us.
Snow White definitely is the worst of all the princess voices too.
Disagree.
No way!
It's so. Listen, I love little birds. They come and flutter on my finger.
I could not.
All right, so we're not doing that. I'm sorry, Tracy.
Sorry. Party pooper. Alright, my book is a Ken Follett book, and this one is the second book in the trilogy. The first one is called Fall of Giants, and there are a lot of characters, and there's maps, and it's a lot to keep up with, but it's based on, like, it's historical fiction, so it's based on true events that have happened. So, like, this one's about World War II, the first one's about World War I, and it follows the same families, and then it goes into, the next war that I can't think of right now, that was, is it Vietnam? Maybe it was Vietnam War, whoops. Super good though. And like all of the things that, if you go on his website, he'll say like, oh, I messed up, this car couldn't have actually been at this place because it was invented, but it wasn't like widely distributed. So I think they're fascinating.
Wow,
That's cool.
Yeah, like he puts a lot of work into his books.
That's awesome.
All right, and then, my kid book is Maisie Goes to the Library. I really like Maisie books because they're super simple. And then it like gives kids an idea of what to expect. So there's like Maisie goes to preschool, Maisie goes here. So if your kids are nervous about something, it's a good way to get them an idea of what's going to happen there. All right.
The book that I have been reading for a while, and I keep it in my purse so that I can pick it up whenever I have time to keep reading it, but I am almost done. So if Felicia's watching, Felicia, I'm almost done. It's called Perfectly Yourself, Discovering God's Dream for Yourself. And anybody who knows me knows that I'm pretty spiritual. And I try to be a nice, calm, and positive person. So this book has been really helpful at staying in tune with that and everything. And it's by Matthew Kelly. This book is The Very Hungry Caterpillar. This is one of the first books that I was able to read to a classroom of preschoolers and to just really get to know and learn the author and stuff, Eric Carle, and start really getting into all of his books and stuff when I got into the field of early childhood development. So it's always been one of my favorites and stuff that I make a part of my lesson plans whenever I'm planning lesson plans.
Nice. All right, real quick, I want to do a plug. Remember, if you register for our classes, you'll be entered in to win Mr. Cooper here, and he reads a book or answers questions to the book, and he has 2 books and then some other goodies that I didn't bring in. So make sure you're registering for our virtual series in June.
Registration is back up. It went down for like a little
Sorry.
bit, but it's open. You can register now if you haven't.
Oh, that's good.
Miss Ashley and I are teaching the 8 o'clock Wednesday class. Miss Kat.
We're teaching the 10 o'clock
On
Tuesday,
and 1 o'clock on Thursdays.
and you're teaching
With
that
Georgia.
with Miss Georgia. Okay.
So if you like us and have fun here, then definitely join our classes.
Absolutely.
Although I'm not allowed to do my
More fun there.
voice. Even though I'm not allowed to do my voice.
Don't think I could do it. All right. Pam said that the Narwhal books are great for older kids too that need a lower level of reading books because they don't look like a little kid book.
Right.
Yeah,
So
they
that's
look.
always nice.
They're set up like a comic book,
Right.
which is cool.
Yeah. And then Tracy Taylor says they love the Very Hungry Caterpillar, and her son even reads it too.
Oh, nice. That's
yeah, I love
awesome.
that.
And then Lizzie says they are reading Where the Wild Things Are over
Oh, I
and
love it.
over again lately.
That's an awesome one.
Yeah.
I love that.
And so good to read it over and over again. It's the best. So
Even
yay,
though we
you
get
guys.
annoyed sometimes.
A little bit.
Maybe,
Right.
I don't know how old your child is, Lizzie, but you can always like watch the movie too. Like if they're a little bit older and you feel comfortable with a whole movie. Because that movie, I thought the movie was really good and
I haven't seen
fun.
it.
You haven't? Oh, that's good.
I got you part of it.
Yeah.
I got you part of it.
I thought it was
My
cute.
kids are bigger. I gotta do stuff like that with my granddaughter now.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to talk? Oh, and they're also in a chicka chicka boom boom phase at the Taylor
I
household.
love that one. Love, love, love. Chicka chicka boom boom.
Mhm. There's a lot of fun activities you can do with it too. All right. Do you want to talk to us a little bit about some educational opportunities? you can do at home?
Yes. So creating some educational opportunities at home. One of the things I like to do with families and when I'm talking to families, things I did myself with my own children was I found age-appropriate things to do with the kiddos. Things that were age-appropriate to them that weren't too simple and too easy because they lose interest, and not too difficult because then they lose interest too.
Because they get frustrated.
Exactly.
Don't want that.
I was like, I don't want to deal with this. You know, and you don't get much time. You miss the whole learning aspect of it. And I always try to find a way to learn in everything that I do with my kiddos when I was raising them. I like to give a lot of choices so that they feel like they're a part of the decision making and they don't feel like I'm deciding everything for them. Even with their discipline, they got to make the choices.
Yeah.
So they decided, you picked it, kind of thing. But this helps it with their cognition and their problem solving too, when they get to make choices and stuff. And it makes the whole learning experience as well. They get to pick something that they wanted, choices that you've given them, or you just ask them, and if they're old enough, they can tell you. And it just helps with the whole learning process and gives you the learning process with that. I also like to involve children in household activities. If they're old enough, and even if they're not old enough, you can always kind of guide them and model for them how you want that to go or how that should look when they're little. But when they're older, you can give them learning opportunities like washing dishes. Washing dishes provides a sensory opportunity for them. It also gives them water play and stuff. It's just water, so you clean it up and stuff. Putting clothes away, you can talk about the colors, you can talk about the objects. They're learning where things go. They're learning to be responsible, put things where they belong. And cleaning up toys, you can sing songs with them and make it a music opportunity and another learning opportunity.
One of the Fun Band moms was talking about her son was having problems with math, and they started baking and using the cups to learn learn fractions. And I was like, I never thought of that. It was a great, that was so smart. And so he got the joy of we're not sitting down doing worksheets to learn math. They got to bake a lot of fun things, and he got treats at the end because he's baking it, and then he's learning as well. And so she said that was her saving grace.
And that's learning will probably stay with him forever.
Yeah.
So it's more meaningful.
Absolutely.
That makes so much sense.
And he got a memory with that with his mom.
Great.
He listened to his mom, so that's awesome.
All right. Any other tips, or was that kind of?
That was pretty much the gist of it. Having just you could do the home band too.
The home band?
Yeah, the home band.
Yeah.
The home band is fun. Fun for me anyway because I like music. Music is like my go-to, and that's my jam. But some people get annoyed, or they can tolerate it for a certain amount of time. But getting pots and pans and spoons and letting them just make beats and make music. If you start to get frustrated, put music to those beats, and then it's less frustrating because it doesn't sound like noise and stuff. But to them, it's a melody. So foster that and give them buckets and let them have drums.
I was gonna say, if that ping of metal is annoying, you can always use plastic tubs or cardboard, like the oatmeal boxes and stuff like that. You can, so it's not as aggressive, maybe.
Right.
Absolutely. So basically, just making every moment a learning opportunity.
Yeah, and having fun with it.
Yeah, that's what's important. You don't ever want it to be stressful and not fun.
No.
All right. Ash says that her son Brighton really likes the book Press Here, but he calls it Push Press, and he likes to read it to himself. And he's really into interactive books lately.
Oh, nice.
I love interactive
They're the
books.
best. All right. I think we are ready now to move on to our Never Have I Ever, and I have. And so, moms at home, we'd love it if you kept participating with us. We're having a lot of fun. All right. First one. Never have I ever claimed my child was younger than he or she really was at the time because I really wanted a discount.
I haven't overtly lied about it, but I've been oh yeah, my kid totally looks too. Yeah, I just won't correct you.
My son totally busted me out, and I wasn't even doing it for my own kids. I had my nephew with me, and my nephew was 6 instead of 5, and I needed him to be 5. So I said he was 5, and my son said, "No, Mom, Sean is 6," and I was like, "He's 5 today." The lady heard me; she still gave me the discount. It was awesome, and then I explained to them after we got inside why I needed to tell them. But from that time going forward, I would just tell my kids in the car, when we get inside, you are this old.
So they don't bust you out. Tracy says she has because her son is tiny. Makes sense. My kid is not tiny.
Well, Lauren, my daughter is, and I was like, we're going to Disneyland again, and I'm like, it's so much more expensive after they turn 3. I'm like, could she pass? Maybe.
It's a little dicey.
Right? She still has a baby face, too.
Alright, never have I ever acted like a total goofball in public with my kids, singing, dancing, making high-pitched animal noises, because what ifs?
I was going to say, has
I
anyone
think it
met
kind of
me?
goes with our job.
Yeah,
okay.
if we're not,
My favorite was in Raising Cane's. They had the disco ball, and so the first time we went, we were the only people in there. I was like, "Kaylee, let's have a dance party." So we had a dance party. So now every time we go into Raising Cane's, we have to have a dance party, which is a little interesting when it's a crowded area. But what else?
I didn't know they had disco ball, and so I don't. for those of you who don't know, I don't eat
Probably
meat,
won't.
so I've never been there, but maybe I'll go and get a lemonade and just have a dance party and like drinking my lemonade.
They have sweet tea too, so.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I've done it at Chuck E. Cheese, but my kids got embarrassed. So.
Oh,
I was up there dancing and me and Chucky were dancing and having a good time.
no. Pam said her mom was able to get her the kids meal when she was 15.
Oh my God.
I
Ordering
believe
out
that.
kids
Pam's
menu?
like this tall. They're like, there's no way.
And then Lizzie says she's been silly out in public, and so has Amber, because they're goofballs.
That's cute.
All right. Never have I ever bribed my kids to eat their food, go to sleep, get dressed, use the toilet, and please, oh please, don't make me look like the worst mom ever. You never?
I never had to.
You don't bribe?
I just had them on routine and they just followed with it.
So I had my daughter come to a fun band class where I was the teacher with my husband, and I was like, "Child, you better be on your best behavior because, like, I'm teaching parenting. And if my kid acts up, I don't need to be judged, but she is just a kid." So, but yeah, so I have.
I was gonna say, Lauren regressed with potty training when Corona hit. Like her life got turned upside down. She's used to being at home a lot with me, and then my husband was home home full time. My older one's home full time, and then we have a bonus kid. So like she regressed and was like having tons of accidents. So I don't like to use the word bribe. I like to use the word incentivize. So every time she went potty and she was dry, she got a coin. So then she's been doing really well. So she got to go spend some money at Target the other day. But
Yay!
I incentivized to get in car seats when like my kids were terrible. They hated car seats so much. So I'd incentivize with a toy or a treat or like here's a snack that you can, as long as they were forward facing, because I would be too scared. Yeah, I was scared. But I do like to incentivize that. My kids are good listeners, but I mean, if Pam wanted me to do something that I didn't want to do, but she was like, here's a donut, or coffee, I'd be like, okay.
Mine, we were just always on a really strict routine because while I was raising them, I was also in college and working and really strict routine for myself. So I would get them up and we'd have breakfast. They just knew just to go with the routine.
Yeah.
So we never really kicked back because it was one thing after another what we were doing and they just didn't have fun with it, I guess.
That's
They
awesome.
never gave me
Yeah.
problems. I was blessed, I guess.
Hashtag
One thing I
children.
can't say I had to deal with.
Nice.
Miss Amber said once she bribed Brighton to lick a vegetable. Makes sense. It happens.
Just dip those vegetables in chocolate. It's golden.
My daughter prefers ketchup for everything.
Peanut butter and carrots is good.
And ketchup's like a vegetable.
I think it tastes so, I hadn't tried it.
Okay, is
so
this a normal
Felicia.
thing, people? Carrots and peanut butter? I've done celery and peanut butter, but carrots?
I never did carrots and
That's
peanut
weird.
butter.
I
You're
tried
right.
it by accident once, I think. I don't know if I saw it on the show.
Accidentally.
But I tasted it and it was good. And then Felicia had it one day and I was just like, I haven't had that in a while and I had to get it now. It's like one of my go-tos for lunch snacks.
I love pickles and peanut butter sandwiches.
Yeah.
That is,
do
it's
it.
so good. And I
Our
had a
past,
coworker that loved them too. And like, she one day brought in like a loaf of bread,
No.
a jar of peanut butter and pickles, and we just like ate pickle and peanut butter sandwiches all day.
You all are
It's
weird.
so
and I like
I
some
don't
weird
know
food
those
combinations.
textures.
No,
I don't know
yeah.
if I could.
What kind of pickles? Like dill pickles?
Yeah, like Clausen, like the ones that you get in the refrigerated section, and they have them with slices. So you just like lay that down. And
Interesting.
I used to love it with milk. I don't drink milk anymore, but like it's just so good. I don't know the flavors. It's delicious.
Okay.
Try it and then comment
gonna
if
trust
you
you.
like any of our peanut butter combinations. Actually, it's just like chocolate and peanut butter for me.
Yes,
Yes.
all day, every day. I'm in.
I really tried it.
Pam is happy to know that you only want a donut for when you don't want to do something. So she says you're on.
I'm easy to bribe. Like if it's food, especially sweet food, I'm like golden. Golden.
Tracy just heard about the carrots and peanut butter and she says yuck.
Have you tried it, Tracy? You tried it and said yuck, or you just say yuck because you haven't tried it?
Because it doesn't go together. That's why we
It
say
tastes
yuck.
so good.
I will try it today.
Try it
because
and tell me what you think.
Okay, I
And
will. I'll
Actually,
text you.
and I use the baby carrots, if that makes a difference.
have-
I don't know. But.
I don't know. I have baby carrots at home. I have peanut butter at home. I'm trying it when I
Okay.
get home.
All right, let us know.
Okay.
All right, next one. Never have I ever thought to myself, I really hope no one realizes I have no idea what I'm doing.
think I've ever.
You don't feel like you've never had a moment where you were like, I have no idea what I'm doing right now.
I've had those moments, but I didn't care if people thought it.
Oh,
like, I'm like,
fair enough.
it's okay if they think I don't know what I'm doing because we're all not perfect.
That's true.
I understand
And
that.
maybe they can help me along.
Help! Why is this kid doing this? But I think we all have that moment where we're like, this is hard, and I don't know what to do right now, and
I've had
it feels
those
like
moments.
every other mom knows what they're doing. They got it going on, and they're like, oh yeah, and I'm like,
Yeah.
uh-huh.
And I think sometimes it's hard when we're teaching people, like, hey, this is what you do, and like it's really easy to give advice when we're not in that moment, but then we'll be in the moment with something, and I'm like, and so I always, like, that's one thing I try to do is say, like, no, there was this situation and I had no idea how to handle it, or this situation left me crying, because we all go through it. I always joke that I went to school to be a mom. That's what my degree's in, is human development and family study. Like, that's what I went to school for. I had a decade of experience with kids before becoming a mom. Like, and still, they gave me this baby and they're like, here you go, have fun. And I'm like, I have to keep this thing alive?
And even worse than that, they keep growing, and you're like, now what?
And then they do weird things, like they will like lick a wall, and you're like, is that normal? Do I have lead-based paint? Like, when was this house built? And you're like Googling stuff, and then the internet's like a weird, sometimes slippery slope when you try to like Google things, like, is this normal? And then they're like, it's a whole thing. And so when you're 1,000% prepared for a child, and you still have things that you're like, I don't know if this is normal. I don't know if this is right. I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like I'm failing. I mean, and there's times that it's worse than others. And like if you're going through any personal stuff, like when Corona happened.
And everything was closing down, that was hard.
Yeah.
And then parenting and like figuring it all out was like,
yeah. And then they want you to teach at home, and like I'm a teacher, like that's what I do. But teaching like through and I'm gonna be real honest, my oldest, I knew I could never homeschool because she doesn't like she learns from me through things, but anytime I've tried to like sit down and do formal, like let's practice your name, and she's like, no, like you're a fun mom, like we don't try to, but for her teacher, great, she'd be like, oh yeah, look at how I write my name for you, because she likes praise, she likes to be the best at things, but with me, it's totally different. So then we're jumping into
it's just
like
a different relationship.
It's so, oh my gosh, Corona's been the worst. I'm glad we're coming out of it.
Yes. So Pam says she feels that way every day, that she hopes people don't realize that she has no idea.
Pam, you're doing a great job.
Amber says she's always looking around for a grown-up, and Ash said a grown-up that is more grown-up than you. And they said, fake it till you make it. I like that, Ash. And then Tracy says, or I'm not sure if she was who she's replying to. I'm a little lost. Sorry. She says that you've saved my sanity more than once. And then Pam said,
what Ryan was saying.
maybe. And then she said, what you educators do every day is amazing. That's why I won't teach a class. And Tracy said, Pam agreed. They are all amazing, but so are you. We've learned so much from your classes, Pam. Aw, all the love, guys. I love it. All right. Next one. Falling apart in front of my kids, as in screaming and sobbing in the fetal position, because sometimes motherhood is so hard. So I'm going like...
I'm like on the fence.
Yeah.
Because I've not had to feel like I'm in the fetal position, but just thinking about how life will do for them and stuff, that could make you get afraid and stuff sometimes.
Absolutely. And it is. Motherhood is so hard, and we're trying to raise these little people up and make sure that we're doing our best for them, like not giving them too much, but not, I don't know. It's so hard. So
and just guiding them.
We all agree that motherhood is the hard part.
Yeah.
Whether we were in the fetal position or not.
Yeah.
I wasn't in the fetal position, but I've definitely like cried in front of my kids. Part of it is I have anxiety, and when it gets overwhelming and I have a panic attack, and then I'm trying to still parent, and like I've cried and I've been like, guys, I need a minute. Like I'm overwhelmed. I need this, and so my kids I'm very open about my anxiety with my kids, and it really helps because then they're like, okay, mom needs a second, and trying to navigate that with their kids. And then like situations, I remember when my dad died, Lauren was a newborn, and like having to go from my dad being in the hospital and like having this baby and everyone criticizing me for bringing this tiny little newborn, but I'm like, she eats from me, like she can't be away from me for that long, like, and then going into like watching all this with my dad and then planning a funeral, like it was all so overwhelming. And
then you had that sickness on top of it.
Oh yeah, and then I got I was gonna say scabies, that's not it. Shingles. I got shingles on top of it because I was so stressed out. So I'm like shingles right on my chest area. So I'm trying to breastfeed and not give my baby chicken pox, and I'm trying to. It was like the most. It was the most overwhelming thing, and it was so hard. And I remember going through this and like crying in front of my child, but trying to be strong too. But there was a fun band class that I taught before I was pregnant with Lauren, and one of the moms had said that she had never cried in front of her daughter because she always wanted to be strong for her, and then her daughter started crying about something, and she was a little bit older, she was like 7, and she was like, oh honey, it's okay, like tell me what's going on, cry it out. And she's like, no, I'm not allowed to cry. And she's like, of course you're allowed to cry. And she goes, no, you never cry, like that's not okay, it's not okay to cry, you've taught me that. And she was really taken back. She thought she was being strong for her daughter, but what her daughter needed was to show her like, I can be vulnerable, I can cry. And so that, her story has always stuck with me. And so I let my kids like no emotions, and I still be strong. Like I'm not like trying to like walk around my house all weepy, but like,
but being honest with
but being honest and like saying like I'm sad about this, or like this is hard for me right now, and it will be okay, and we'll make it through. And like then my kids will give me a hug, and I'm like, that made me feel better, and then we move forward. So
and my kids have seen it. I mean, my boys are adults now, and so I worry for them every day, especially being adults, black males in America. So I stress about that on the daily, and they know that. They know that I'll cry just trying to send them advice. I'm trying to help them still navigate through life. They're in their 20s. Their one's not even 20 yet, but they're young adults.
Yeah.
So trying to help them navigate through life and model for my daughter, who is a young lady growing up to be a princess, to be a queen. And so all of that is a lot, you know. So sometimes you have those pressures and stuff. What?
It says error loading. What happened? Are we still live? Okay, well,
Let us know if we're still live, you guys.
Yeah.
So I do
Please
things
message
to just kind of help them navigate. So they see me cry. I'm an emotional person anyway and stuff, and I just let them see it's okay to cry. My boys too. Never told them that they couldn't cry, even when they were little. Cry it out, get it out. You're washing away things. Is what I would say.
It's
I
healing.
like that, yeah.
Yeah, it's very
Washing
much
away.
I still go to my mom when I need advice or I need help. Like, just because you're an adult doesn't mean you don't need your parents anymore. And I hope that my kids come to me when they're older, and I hope that they'll listen to my advice and still have that connection that they do now with me.
Mm-hmm.
But you're building it now, and that's, I mean, I hope that's the takeaway everyone gets from Fun Van, is that everything you're doing now is building your kids to be an adult.
Yes.
And that's what you're getting them ready for.
It's laying the foundation.
Yeah.
That's what I always say.
Yeah, taking that long view of what we want them to be like when they grow up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Ash says, anyone remember the time I walked into story time and Ryanne announced to the class, Mommy is falling apart? Yeah, it's burned into my memory. I remember Amber telling us about that.
Oh, that sounds like something that would totally happen to me. I love you, Ash.
Tracy said that she remembers that day and then it turned out okay. And Tracy also says anxiety is so hard, it does help to be open with kids about it. And then Amber says Ryanne is very sweet when she's upset. He snuggles up to her and asks how he can help me be happy. Oh, that is so precious.
I love babies.
My daughter comes and gives me hugs.
The hugs
You're
really,
okay, Mom.
they help.
Okay. I know.
Well, touch, like we need touch, and it is healing, and that's why I will hug everyone. Like, also, I saw someone post at the beginning of Corona, like, please reach out to your hugging friends. This is really hard. And like literally that day, someone was crying in the line at Costco because she didn't think she was going to get toilet paper, and she had taken the day off work to wait in line to get it because she was a single mom. She had to get toilet paper. Everywhere was sold out, and they told the line that they only had. And she was there since 3 a.m. And I was asking about it, and she's like, I don't know if I'll get it or not. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I was like, can I hug you? I was like, but I won't, like, if you, like, I asked, and she's like, how about just an air hug? And I'm like, okay, but, like, it stayed with me. I'm like, I still wanted to hug that lady. Like, I would risk Corona to, like, hug someone.
I need a hug, though.
I'm like, but you're sad, I'll hug you. I would hug, like, a homeless person. It does not matter. I would hug anyone at any time.
Also, you need, like, 8 hugs a day to be at your optimal health. If you are not getting 8 hugs a day, you need to amp it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
8
didn't know
at
that.
least.
That's a fun
I
fact.
feel
Thank
like
you,
I
Ashley.
probably
You're
that
welcome.
I like am on the high range. I probably need like 12 hugs a day.
And yeah, that's what we do. That's funny. All right, next one. Oh, we have 2 more. Never have I ever let my kid eat something that had fallen on the floor long past the 5-second rule.
Oh, I have.
I am so germophobic that would never ever would that ever happen. I'm like,
So I would have agreed with you with my first child, and then I've had several children since, and now I'm like, oh, you're happy and you're not crying? It'll be okay. Build up that immune system, baby. You go.
With mine, it's only if they're at my house. I don't let them do that at any place else, and it's up to them if they do it someplace else. As long as I don't see it, 'cause if I see it, I take it or I push it out their hands. But I also will tell them kiss it up to God
Kiss it up to God.
before they can eat it. If it's at my house. They have to pick it up, kiss it up to God. And eat it.
That's so funny. All right, last one. Never have I ever snuck back into my kids' room at the end of the night, even though they had driven me up the wall all day, so I could kiss their chubby little cheeks and watch them sleep. My worst is like,
I have, even if they got in trouble, and then I would cry.
I think I do it more when like they've had a hard day and they've gotten in trouble and like I still had that residual anger at like this. Literally just happened the other day. Aria like did something mean right at the end, like right in bedtime. She did something just mean to her sister, and so I was like, "That's it. You're not reading books with me. Dad can read you a book by yourself in your room." And then like I went back in. And I was like, "I just want you to know that I love you." And like I was mad in that moment, but you're my sweet baby, and I love you.
and was she awake when you did that?
That time she was awake,
Okay.
but I've definitely gone in and just like
She was
looked at
asleep.
them, yeah, and just
Because they're so precious, and you do like what is wrong with us that like all day we're like I can't wait to get away from you, but then when we get time away from them we're like I miss you. Like what? What is this? Parenting is confusing.
Yeah.
So
And me, I've gone in there and done, when they've been asleep, and they've ended up waking up, and I'm like, oh, nothing, go back to sleep.
I'm just being a creep staring at you. Don't worry.
Watching you sleep.
Yeah, it's like what's the book?
I'll Love You Forever.
Yes.
By Robert Munch.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just read that one recently. It makes me
That
cry.
book is a tearjerker, yeah.
Oh man, I love Robert Munch. He's one of my favorite authors. All right, anything else that we want to say before we wrap this up?
Does anyone have
Do
any
we have-
questions
I thought we had
for
one
us?
more.
No, nope, that was the last one. We
Okay.
left on that note. Ash says, I have cameras. It has been a lifesaver when I work at night, especially when I was away from home. I've heard about your creeping, Ash. She would work from home at night and she would peek in on the kids all night long. I love it. I think it's adorable. You guys are so cute. All right. Well, thank you guys again for being so awesome. Next week we'll be live Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Sign up for our classes so you can hang out with us, and we appreciate you.
We do.
Bye, have a good weekend.